Imagine the biting cold of Antarctica, where even the bravest hearts can freeze. Our geologist, let's call him John, finds himself alone, abandoned by his team who have been driven away by a ruthless blizzard. In this vast, icy wilderness, the temperature can plummet to an unforgiving -80 degrees Celsius, a place where the wind can whip up the snow into a blinding fury. It's a place where survival becomes a ticking clock, each second crucial, each decision a potential lifesaver or a deadly mistake. This is the harsh reality that John now faces. He's stranded, alone, with just his wits and will to keep him alive. John's team had been forced to evacuate their base camp when the storm hit. They had no choice but to leave him behind, their departure a desperate race against the merciless weather. John had been out on an expedition, mapping the seismic activity of the region. When he returned, he found an empty camp, deserted and desolate. The team had left in a hurry, leaving behind a note explaining their sudden departure. The next expedition wouldn't arrive for another 3 months. John's situation is dire, but he's not a man to give in easily. He's a geologist, a man who has spent his life studying the Earth, its raw, powerful forces, its ability to both create and destroy. He understands the ruthless nature of the elements better than anyone. He knows that in this frozen desert, every day will be a battle, but he's prepared to fight, to endure, to survive. John's goal is clear. He must hold on until the next expedition arrives. He has to brave the freezing temperatures, the blinding snowstorms, the isolation, the fear. He has to keep himself alive, keep his hope alive. He knows the odds are against him, but he's not ready to give up. Not yet. Not without a fight. As the snow dances violently around him, John knows he must fight, not just against the elements, but against time itself. In the solitude of his icy prison, John's mind wanders back to warmer times and places. He was once just a boy, fascinated by the Earth's hidden secrets, dreaming of a life spent unearthing its mysteries. From his first geology set, a gift on his 10th birthday, to his graduation day at the top geology school in the country, his passion for the science never wavered. His mind then turns to his family, his loving parents who nurtured his dreams, his younger sister who looked up to him with admiration. He recalls the laughter, the shared meals, the warmth of his home, the comfort of familiar faces. He thinks of his friends, the late-night study sessions, the shared victories and defeats, the camaraderie that was as solid as the rocks he studied. His thoughts shift to his colleagues, the bonds formed over countless expeditions, the shared thrill of discovery, the joy of unraveling the Earth's secrets together. He remembers the first time he held a fossil in his hands, the excitement coursing through his veins, the sense of being part of something much larger than himself. But with these memories come the fears, the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Yet they're tempered by his hopes. He dreams of the day he'll walk out of this icy wilderness, of the stories he'll tell, of the lessons he'll impart. He imagines the joy of seeing his family again, of sharing another laugh with his friends, of returning to his life's work with renewed vigor. In the harsh reality of his present, these memories serve as his lifeline. They are his connection to a world beyond the snow and ice, a world he is determined to return to. They instill in him a will to survive, a will that grows stronger with each memory, each dream. These memories, these dreams, they fuel him, give him the strength to face another freezing night. For in the heart of a geologist beats the rhythm of the Earth itself, resilient and unyielding, echoing the promise of a new dawn. With each passing day, the Antarctic presents new challenges, new threats to John's survival. It's a place where nature reigns supreme, and man is just a visitor. But John, our stranded geologist, is no ordinary visitor. He's a man of science, of grit, and of determination. He wakes up one day to the threatening growl of a polar bear. He's a geologist, not a hunter, but he finds a way to fend off the bear with just a flare gun and his wits. He survives, but the encounter leaves him with a stark reminder. Antarctica is not a place for the faint-hearted. Then comes the avalanche. It's sudden, it's devastating. It buries his tent. John barely manages to scramble clear, his heart pounding in his chest. He's lost his shelter, his supplies, his sanctuary, but he doesn't lose hope. He digs through the snow, retrieves what he can, and builds a makeshift shelter from the remains of his tent and the snow itself. The frostbite is next. It's a silent enemy, creeping up on him in the bitter cold. His fingers turn white, then blue, then black. It's painful, and it's dangerous. But again, John rises to the challenge. He treats his frostbitten fingers, grimacing through the pain, determined to keep going. Finally, he faces the frozen lake. It's a treacherous journey, a thin sheet of ice separating him from the icy depths below, but he needs to cross it to reach a supply cache left by a previous expedition. So he crosses it, step by cautious step, holding his breath with each creak of the ice. Despite the odds, John perseveres, driven by a will to live stronger than the harshest Antarctic storm. Each challenge he faces, he overcomes. Each threat he encounters, he survives. And through it all, he remains hopeful, remains determined. Because he knows that to survive in Antarctica, you need more than just supplies and shelter. You need a will of steel and a heart full of hope. In the silence of the Antarctic, John hears a sound, a faint hum that grows louder with each passing second. A noise so ordinary, yet in this extraordinary circumstance, it becomes a symphony of hope. The hum, a distant echo, a calling, a lifeline, grows louder, resonating in his ears, in his heart. John has been alone, but never lonely. He's had company, the memories of his family, his friends, the dreams of his future, the passion for his science. They've kept him warm, kept him sane, kept him human in this desolate, icy wilderness. The hum, it's an unexpected guest, a visitor breaking the solitude, the monotony of the wind and the snow. It's disruption, but a welcome one. A change in the rhythm, a beat his heart starts dancing to. John's mind is a whirlpool of thoughts. He thinks of his family, of warm hugs and shared laughter. He remembers his colleagues, their camaraderie, their shared passion for science. He dreams of the future, of discoveries yet to be made, of a world beyond the white expanse. Suddenly, the hum is not just a noise, it's a prayer answered, a miracle in the making. It's an echo of his hopes, his dreams. It's the universe whispering back, acknowledging his existence, his struggle. He's been holding on to hope, a tiny flame flickering in the dark, threatened by the winds of despair. The hum, it's a gust of wind too. But instead of extinguishing the flame, it fuels it. It makes it burn brighter, stronger. The hum, it's now a roar. It's the sound of salvation, of rescue, of survival. It's the music of life, of existence. It's the rhythm of his heart, the song of his soul. John is no longer a lone geologist, stranded in the Antarctic. He's a warrior, a survivor. He's a beacon of hope, a testament to the human spirit. Heart pounding, John looks to the sky, daring to hope, daring to believe. There, in the vast white expanse of the sky, a tiny speck grows larger. A plane! The silence of the Antarctic wilderness is suddenly shattered by the roar of an engine. It's a sound that our protagonist, John, has yearned for, dreamt of, and almost given up hope of ever hearing again. Can you imagine the surge of adrenaline, the tumult of emotions that course through him? His heart pounds with a rhythm that echoes the throb of the plane's engines. He's breathless, not from the cold this time, but from a hope that has suddenly, gloriously, become reality. A beacon of civilization, a lifeline from the world he'd been abruptly severed from. The plane swoops in closer. John's arms wave frantically, his shouts of joy swallowed by the vast, indifferent landscape. But he doesn't care. The plane has seen him. He's been spotted. He's going to be saved. In this moment, John's world shrinks down to just him and that plane. The biting cold, the gnawing hunger, the unending loneliness, every trial he's faced, every hardship he's endured, every fear he's conquered, it all fades away. It's replaced by relief so profound, it's almost a physical entity. The plane circles closer, the noise of its engines now a symphony to John's ears. He's done it. He's survived. Alone, stranded, left to the mercy of one of the harshest environments on Earth, he's emerged victorious. And as the plane lands, as the rescue team rushes towards him, John knows he's not the same man who was accidentally left behind in this frozen wasteland. He's stronger, braver, a testament to the indomitable spirit of mankind. He's a man who stared into the face of death and refused to blink. As the plane circles closer, John knows he has endured. He has survived. Against the merciless Antarctic, against all odds, he has won.